All right, so I had that Apple 5-minute chart here, and okay, everybody's in. And my first question was, who can spot the effort, no result? And that seemed to be pretty obvious, and everybody, few people got that on this chart for going, long trades here. We had this red box here, and that was pretty obvious because we compared the price movements of this box and the price movement of this box. We spent a lot more effort here, right? Compared to this, we achieved maybe a little bit more, just a little bit more, but just too much effort was spent. So that was an effort result, no result. Then I asked, what are the potential long trades here? See what people were thinking. And, the general consensus was, this wrong tool here. The selling was becoming exhausted here. Okay, yeah, that's obvious. The buying came in. Maybe that blue is kind of dark, right? The buying came in, right? And the other long position that I thought was a good one, somebody else saw, was right here, right? Because we had the initial buying, right? We had this buy imbalance here, and then we saw the flip side. What's the hand that the bears have, right? There's some selling, and then it dries up. No new low here, right? And then we break out, and then we break out of the previous upswing. All right, let's see if any. Okay, no comments, no chat. That's fine. I'll keep talking. All right, so that was. This was a good long entry. This was a good long entry. Somebody else said that, here, to enter somewhere here, after we saw that selling exhausted. Somebody thought here. I mean, yeah, you could try that. It's just we don't have the evidence is not stacked, right? If you want to go for the highest probability trades, obviously, if you look at this and in hindsight, you think, yeah, you get in here and you ride it to the top. Yeah, right. Right, that's not going to happen. So we're talking about realistic, right? So entering here, I don't know how realistic that is. You could try it, if it's not a huge risk, you just ask yourself how much does it take to find out. Okay, you could always do that. Anyway, so that was for the long side, and then I wanted to talk about the short side. So going long seemed, more obvious than going short. Okay, everybody hears me. That's good. So going short was trickier. It's not, yeah, we see this whole price movement here. It's not that, doesn't look that great, but I don't care what the price movement is doing. I care about the analysis, right? Because the analysis that I'm looking at right now is how I would analyze it in real time, right? So I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to, I'm going to sell here and then buy here. No, I'm not going to say that, because that's not realistic. Okay. And somebody said, to short here because we don't have much buying, but we don't have much data here. That's just not realistic, right? Somebody else pointed out, and this was good, right? So we have here expansion of selling, and it is combined with expansion of price going down, right? So this is a box, this is a box, right? We looked at it's expanding. This one's smaller, this one's bigger. So price is expanding, right? We're making lower lows, and the selling is expanding. Okay, that's good, right? That's normal and that's good. Then I asked, what's the hidden ease of movement, right? Somebody said that Saber, right, was saying that, this is ease of movement. All right, because you take the, this movement here, right? So this movement made up for a lot of the loss that this movement down did, and it's been a lot less effort. So maybe it's an ease of movement. Okay, maybe, right? Because if we're at this point right here and we don't see what's to the right of this, we don't know, right? It may be ease of movement, but ease of movement can only be determined by the follow through, right? So we have, this movement here too, and this box. I should just switch to this cyan blue. Much less buying now, right? So we had a little buying, and now it's even less buying. And what's important here is that no new high, right, is important. Because to consider ease of movement, we have to break out of the zone where we had ease of movement. So if this box here with that amount of buying, which wasn't much, but price popped back up, for this to be confirmed as ease of movement, we need to break out of this. Or if this was to be ease of movement, we need to break out of this. But twice in a row, that's not a good sign. Okay. Now, what I really was hoping somebody would notice was these two bars right here. All right. And the corresponding selling here, right? This is the ease of movement that I was looking for somebody to say. And I'll explain why. Okay, everybody's still here? That's good. Because if you look at the price movement here, we moved more than half of this box and spent considerably less than half the effort. But again, to confirm that it's ease of movement, it needs to break out of the ease of movement zone, right? It needs to break out of the low created by this price movement box essentially here. So, we're looking for price to break down here. Okay, to confirm it. Now, if you want to do an aggressive entry, you can enter at the downturn after this swing. But if you want to confirm that this was ease of movement, then as it breaks through this, we confirm that this is ease of movement. We confirm at this point, we confirm these two boxes. We had weak buying, and then we had exhaustion. Okay, and this all gets concluded, right, set in stone more or less, once price breaks down through the low of here. Obviously, the better to get in here, but we don't necessarily have the confluence or the data set in stone until we break the previous swing low, which is here, set by the ease of movement box. Okay, and you would set your stop, to the high of this swing. Okay. And, what can you gain? This depends on your risk strategy. You go from here up to this or down to here. This is managing risk, right? Which is a different question. Okay. So I showed what the entry was, right? This is the no new high. This is where the short entry is, right? The most ideal short entry for this chart because it has the most amount of confluence. Okay, if you count the points of confluence, and we're only using one indicator, we're only using inbox histogram, right? So what do we see? We see price expansion from this box to this box. That's one. We see selling expansion from this box to this box. That's two. We see weak buying here. That's three. We see the buying exhausted. That's four. We see the ease of movement here. That's five. We see the no new high. That's six. That's where our entry is. And then we break through the previous swing low, seven. So I can say 7 points of confluence using one indicator. Okay. So there's a lot to be read from a chart that perhaps we would just glance at this chart for 1 minute and then move on to the next thing, right? But there is so much to be seen here and so much that we can learn. What happened to my Discord chat? Still here? Okay. Am I still there? Okay, so you guys, something, I don't know what happened to the Discord. Oh, you don't see my video anymore? Okay. Why did that happen? No idea. Let's see here. Let's get back to the screen share. Okay, we're back here, right? Can people see the screen again? Okay, maybe it's a limit because we don't have enough boosts or whatever. All right, so what did I say? 7 points of confluence, right? Just using one indicator. That's a lot, right? So there's a lot we can see here. And so that's what I was looking for. That's in the homework channel. I recommend you guys to join in there. Maybe post your own charts. Let's start breaking them down. Unpacking. Box by box. Swing by swing. Because we can read each box. Okay, maybe if it's like these tiny ones here, we kind of group them together. But there's a lot to be read just from looking at these boxes. So, somebody wants to talk about, how long would you ride this out, and saying exiting, here, those are ideal, but maybe not realistic. Again, right? Exit strategies, I always talk about there's 3 possible exit strategies. One, you use a fixed ratio. Okay, so if you had like your risk was here and you did a 2-to-1, it looks like you would have hit it. Okay, or you hit your goal for the day. Okay, or change in technical analysis, right? You see that supply dries, and if you're still in the trade by the time you're here, things aren't looking so hot, you get out. All right. So anyway, that's just I wanted to do a clip on ease of movement. Maybe I'll do more of these going forward. If we get more attention in the homework channel, more people are interested in this, then I'll do this more often. But I want to see that you guys are participating. Okay, I mean, will lead here, but I want to see people also posting their charts and trying to unpack them with the other traders as well. All right, so I'll be around in the room. You can message, that's fine. But I'll catch you guys next time I do a clip. All right. Bye-bye.